What we've seen in Bangladesh is not कि किसी और की meddling है. What we've seen in the last 15 years, 10 years कि total disregard for democracy and basic rights. और उसके बाद ये कहना, और खुसूसन इंडियन मीडिया पे जो आप जाते हैं वो जो जिस किस्म की बातें कर रहे हैं कि जनाब पाकिस्तान ने ये कर दिया, पाकिस्तान ने वो कर दिया. सो व्हाट इज़ द ओवरऑल सेंस कि वहाँ पे हुआ क्या? इज़ देयर समवन एल्स टू ब्लेम फॉर द प्रॉब्लम्स व्हाट एवर इज हैपनिंग इन बांग्लादेश, और दिस इज देयर ओन डूइंग जो भी वो हुआ है वहाँ पे?
No, Ather, if we closely look at the timeline of the events, I mean, I have been following it, and what I have seen is it's all organic. And this is not just a matter of months or days that it has been taking place. It is the 15-year consecutive rule of Hasina Wajid that has, of course, got into this mess. Reason being, if we take the examples from people who were, imprisoned and people who were disappeared by the government itself, majority of them, of course, they were the ones who were associated with the Jamaat-e-Islami or with the other organizations, opposition parties, and these were the people who were opposition leaders, and few of them, they were, of course, hanged as well by the very government, and they were, while these cases were being fought by them, it is BBC stories by themselves that only on the basis of if somebody had the name in the news, in the newspaper, they were picked up at a certain time, and they were, of course,
बहुत सारी रिपोर्ट्स हैं ना, एमनेस्टी इंटरनेशनल की रिपोर्ट्स हैं, ईयू की रिपोर्ट हैं, अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा की रिपोर्ट हैं. इट्स नॉट लाइक आउट ऑफ ब्लू के ये हो गया. दिस हैज बीन हैपनिंग फॉर द लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स, एंड आई थिंक देयर इज प्लेंटी ऑफ मटेरियल अवेलेबल अक्रॉस द ग्लोब, सोशल मीडिया के ऊपर, दीगर जो मीडिया साइट्स हैं उनके ऊपर के व्हाट शी हैज बीन डूइंग इन द कंट्री.
And the very point where we always sense a sort of element of hatred towards Pakistan, element of hatred towards the Islamists by Hasina Wajid herself, the kind of statements she has been coming up in past against the Islamists or against people who are practicing Muslims in Bangladesh, I think that had contributed to it as well. And she was very close to, of course, India. When it comes to India, she has been, hand and glove with them. And it was being said by the people themselves that she is someone who is considered as Indian agent in Bangladesh, and practically India is actually, controlling Bangladesh, and people didn't like it at all.
At the moment, I don't think India is controlling Bangladesh anymore.
Yeah.
Even Bengali government is
because people of Bangladesh, they are controlling the
of course. Raja, jo inke her son, he is a controversial figure himself. He's been accused of corruption on many occasions, और बहुत सारे उनके खिलाफ एक लंबी चार्ज शीट है. But now he has a charge sheet उसने जो बनाई हुई है पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ, और इंडियन मीडिया उसको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोपोगेट कर रहा है. आप रोज़ ऑलमोस्ट इंडियन मीडिया पे भी जाते हैं. So what is the sense? Is there a sense of frustration कि जब भी कुछ होता है तो वो पाकिस्तान को क्यों ब्लेम करना शुरू कर देते हैं?
Ather, if we closely look at his personal statement, that to me is quite derogatory towards Pakistan when he says that now Bangladesh is going to be next Pakistan. It means that he feels as if Pakistan is a failed state or something like that. This is what he's trying to
that's what I said.
Portray
Pakistan has its own problems. We are not beacon of democracy, but whatever is happening in Bangladesh, Pakistan is not responsible
for it at all. And if we closely look at the whole statement itself, right in the middle, he says that, I'm all okay, I'm all fine in the West, and I've been, settled in the West since 40 years, so I don't have any problem. And my mother, she can come to me and she can come to my sister as well. So at the same time, he's saying that I'm well settled. What about the people of Bangladesh themselves? That is why people of Bangladesh are on the roads. And if we, take the example of this very man has been, of course, dubbed someone who's been very corrupt. He is being considered as someone who actually, he claims to have contributed in digitalizing Bangladesh, but at the same time, he's someone who's, dubbed as someone who's been minting money during his mother's tenure, and by sitting outside, he has been running quite a few companies that were taking, of course, contracts from the Bengali government at the same time. So these sort of things, of course, they were there.
And at the same time, he was living abroad.
He was living.
He says he's been settled in the West for the last 40 years.
He studied from. Britain.
Okay.
He studied from Britain. He lived throughout his life. He lived there. He never came to Bangladesh.
So he was as disconnected with Bengali people as his mother was.
As his mother was. And you know, once more, I would say that it was the deep-rooted hatred within the family for Pakistan and within the family for people who actually stood for Pakistan in Bangladesh once. And that is what is, in the initial phases of one of the speeches by Hasina Wajid, in her speeches, she said that all of the people who are coming on the roads, they are actually Razakars. Who were Razakars? Razakars were the ones,
people who actually
fought against India along with Pakistan. And that is why, the generation Z, which we saw on the roads, they simply said, there was this slogan, Tumi kon, hami kon, Razakar, Razakar, ke bole che, Razakar. They said, okay, if you calling us Razakar, then we proudly say that we are Razakars.
Okay.
So Razakar mean volunteer. So they have volunteered for their own country and they have won.
But the word's got a certain connotation.
Exactly.
Now when you use the word Razakar in Bangladesh, it's got a certain connotation which is often very negative, and the way they use it, basically दूसरों को blame करने के लिए.